You drove deep into the sea of fire last night before stopping to rest. When you lay down to rest, you felt as if you could sleep away a fortnight. But your sleep was once again broken by nightmares and visitations. This time your nightmare about the hideous citadel was different. Roxana, now calling herself Vashti, stood beside the citadel laughing as Mariton and Kohan died at the hands of her armies. The custodian appeared and urged you to wake and break camp, but an insidious lullaby gripped you in your sleep, holding you in your dream state, leaving you a drowning woman struggling for the surface. The last thing you remember before waking is the custodian urging you to find Desert's Heart and take shelter there. You had just finished breaking camp and were waiting for the return of the scouting parties when an enormous sandstorm whipped up out of nowhere and blinded you. You could hear screams of terror and cries for help, carried on the howling of the wind, and then as suddenly as the storm came, it stopped, leaving you face to face with your worst nightmare. Shadow beasts everywhere and your companions scattered and reeling. And all you thought you had to do was find an abandoned desert fort called Desert's Heart.
Service, my lord.
At the ready.
It will be done.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
Tired and parched, but we made it, milady. Desert's Heart is ours, and we may actually be able to use some of the detritus around here for supply. But there truly is no rest for the weary. Sirad Amon's center of power lies to the east at Black Sands, and Ashavir is marshalling his forces in the west. Our moon watchers ensure us that half of what we seek is hidden there in the foul city of Black Sands, and we suspect that the other half is guarded by Ashavir at Ashan Thoth. Two choices, and neither of them pretty.
What shall you have of me?
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
We are listening. Battle awaits.
At your service, my lord.
It shall be done.
Milady, our moon watchers made an intriguing discovery within the crumbled walls of those ancient ruins. They have found scrolls mentioning the Order of the Avatar, an ancient band of paladins who dedicated themselves to eradicating the Sia presence from Khaldun. It further hints that just to the northwest of here, they have established a base and are waiting for a sign that will call them to battle once again.
Milady Aswan, for thousands of years we have waited for this day. The origins of our order stretch all the way back to the time of the first cataclysm. This small sect of our order was tasked with guarding the location of Darius's amulet. In recent years, the Sia have been able to retrieve the two halves of the Key of Fire from other sects of the order. Fortunately, the Sia have not yet found the Spring of Life. Time is running short for all of us. Now your quest is all that stands between the Nightbringer and Khaldun. We have sworn to aid you in your quest in any way we can. Lead us, and we will follow.
So it shall be.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
Yes. On my honor it shall be done. We're ready for battle.
Your orders are received. At the ready.
What should you have?
At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. Your orders. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Milady Aswan, I hope you knew that the people of Altimore would not desert you in your time of need. We have brought the bravest of our people to your aid. Our finest marksmen and sharpshooters are at your disposal. We only ask that you lead us to a glorious victory on this day.
What do you wish? On my honor it shall be done.
At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received. Your orders are received.
We will succeed.
At your service,
Shall be
At
done.
the ready. At the ready. At the ready.
at your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. No problem. No problem. No problem.
Awaiting command.
No problem. No problem. No problem. No problem.
We're ready for battle.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders
So Ileana, do you remember me now? It took me some time to regain my full memories, but I remember you very clearly now. I remember crushing your son's skull beneath my foot while you watched. I remember removing your head from your shoulders. Ah, I remember it all now. I remember the tears flowing from you for your mortal children. It is too bad you have no children now, or I would be happy to recreate the scene in excruciating detail.
At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
What is your bidding, sir? What
Milady, word has come from the west. The men of Clearwater Springs have returned and brought with them the finest horsemen in all the land. Golden cavaliers and mounted men with 6-foot-long bows are all riding as fast as their horses will carry them to our aid.
So it shall be.
At your service, my lord. No problem. No problem. No problem. At your service, my lord.
Sir.
At your service, my lord.
In the name of the Creator.
We're ready for battle. At the ready.
At your service, my lord.
It shall be done.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received. What is your orders are received, sir?
It shall be done.
At your command. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
In the name of the Creator. It shall be done. Glory of the Kohan.
At your service,
Glory of the Kohan.
Ready. Orders received. We're on it. We're ready for battle. It will be done.
at your service,
By the
my lord.
glory of the Kohan.
At your service, my lord.
At the ready. What is
At your service, my lord.
What is your bidding, sir?
At your service, my lord. At your command, no problem. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received. Your orders on our way. Let's move.
In the name of the
What
Creator.
is your bidding, sir? Yes.
At your service, my lord.
What is your bidding, sir? We are listening. Your orders are received. What is your bidding?
A ragged scout waving the banner of Spartican runs towards you. He relays that Spartican has sent men to aid your quest this day. The disciples of Gavin Barum and their own elite guards are marching as we speak. They are yours to command.
Her taraftan desteğe geliyorlar.
What shall you have?
At your command.
Your orders are received.
At your service.
At the ready. At the ready, as you will. What is your
Shall be done.
Consider it done. Consider it done. I'm moved. Yes, my lord.
At your
By
service,
the
my lord.
glory of the Kohan.
What is
Oh, a great day indeed, milady. We have defeated Siradaman and have recovered the right half of the Key of Fire. It is time to marshal our forces and head west to tackle Ashavir. He has built a Sham Thoth to guard the second half of the Key of Fire, and it will be a formidable challenge, but we must not fail this close to the end of our journey.
It shall be done.
At your service, my lord.
Şimdi batıdakini patlatacağız, doğudakini patlattık. Büyük kaleyi. Batıdakini doğru yola çıkalım.
What is your bidding, sir? Not a problem, sir. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received. At the ready.
Not feeling. What is your bidding, sir? At your service, my lord.
Yes. We will succeed. Ready. We are listening. All there is.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received. Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your command. No problem. No problem.
Tabii yolda gider
Bidding, sir.
diğer düşmanlar da yapışıyorlar. Aralara da
At
işte
your command.
ayrananları öldürmeye çalışıyorlar da. Ben değil ya.
Yes, my lord.
At your service, my lord.
So, Siradaman has fallen once again. He always was a boastful fool. Ilyana, this doesn't have to end badly for you. Join with me, and together we can force the Nightbringer to give us all that our hearts desire. Imagine me as Lord of all Khaldun, with you as my queen.
Bize katıldı ya.
By the glory of the Kohan.
Ha, sen kimsin? Geliyorum. Yıkmaya geliyorum.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem, sir.
We are listening. Excellent. We will succeed.
At your service, my lord.
Bir toparlanın abi.
Your orders are received.
At your
By the
command.
glory of the Kohan. In the name of the Creator. By the glory of the Kohan.
At your command. At your service, my lord.
We're ready for battle.
At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
It shall be done. By the glory of the Kohan. It shall be done.
You're itching for a fight.
It will be done.
At your command.
Excellent.
command?
By the glory of the Kohan.
Yes. What do you wish?
At your service, my lord. Your orders are received.
Ready.
Your orders are received.
What shall you have?
At your service. No problem.
What shall you have of me?
At your service, my lord. At
By
your
the
service.
glory of the Kohan.
At your service, my lord.
What shall you have of me? Shall be done.
At your service, my lord. Ready. Your orders are received.
What shall you have of me?
At your service.
Ve burayı da yıkıyoruz.
Milady, we have destroyed Ashand Thoth and captured the left half of the Key of Fire. We cannot tarry here any longer. The sun will be setting soon, and we have to throw the key into the spring of life before sunfall. The Moon Watchers believe that it is east of here, somewhere within that massive range of mountains. But they said, beware the Guardian Spires. It would mean death to approach them before we visit the spring of life.
Haydi. Bu ne abi? Acaba burası mı? Buradan mı bahsediyor acaba? Buraya mı gitmemiz gerekiyor?
In the name of the Creator. It shall be done.
At your service, my lord. Your orders are received. At your service, my lord. No problem.
Yani diğer yerlerde kale var. Büyük ihtimal ortadaki o yere gitmemi istiyor gibi geliyor bana.
At your service, my lord.
Tabii giderken bir sürü asker.
Your orders are received. Saddle up.
Zaman da geçiyor tabii.
At your service, my lord. Your orders are received. Waiting command. Your orders are received. At your service.
Sanırım şurası da olabilir.
Your orders are received. You're itching for a fight. Your orders are received. At your service. Your orders are received.
Paramparça etti ya.
At your service. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
Water surged up to meet the key of fire as you tossed it into the spring of life. To your south, the guardian spires finally lay quiet. You can hardly believe that your journey is almost at an end. According to your dreams, all that is left to do is to go through the mountain pass to the south and find the ancient resting place of this Kohan named Darius.
Service, my lord.
Aynen.
At your service, my lord.
Buraya abi buraya hızlıca.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your command.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
Korumalar falan da olabilir.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
At your service, my lord.
The fading day slowly seeps into the tomb of ancients, the shadows within resisting the touch of a light they have not been exposed to in thousands of years. As the sun dips further into the night sky, one last ray of light shines into the tomb, illuminating the hundreds of golden amulets lining the walls. The avatars busy themselves preparing the area for the awakening as you walk along the walls, tracing your finger along the names emblazoned on the amulets. Your finger comes to rest on one amulet in particular, and you realize that you are looking at the amulet of your brother, Balthazar as one. You pull the amulet down and clasp it to your chest as you sink to the floor, exhausted to the core of your being. Somewhere off in the distance you realize that the avatars have begun the ritual of awakening. Your eyes close heavily as sleep steals across your body, secure in the knowledge that your journey is finally over.
Sonunda Darius'un amuletini bulduk. Bir dakika abi, bu Darius'un amuleti bulduk da. Bakayım bir dakika, şu şehirde çıkacak. Aynen Darius. 50 vuruyor abi. Uf. Morali arttırıyor. Kusuyor hepsini. Vay be. Handle mission. Diyelim bakalım ne olacak.
Exhausted, you decide to rest in the tomb of the ancients for the evening before turning toward home. On the edge of sleep, the custodian appears by your side.
Ilyana, you have carried a heavy burden for the races of Khaldun, one that will never be forgotten by those who hold this planet dear. I can offer you but one reward for your service. There is but one way to cure you of your nightmares and impending loss of sanity. Only one way to cleanse the memories of this quest from your mind and your soul.
You feel a blade slide up through your ribcage and into your heart.
Sleep now, Ilyana. Sleep and know that all you have done is for naught. While the accursed avatars may have spirited Darius away from here, the trap is set. The spider has spun his web, and Darius and Khaldun will yet be mine.
You drop to the floor, and as the light begins to leave your eyes, you see Vashti pulling her hood back, revealing a wide smile as she kneels beside you.
Ah, Ilyana. Dear sweet Ilyana. Did you know that dying in your sleep means that you have died in the waking world? It is a shame that I am not there to seize your amulet and add it to my collection.
Her face pushes closer to yours, and she whispers,
Know that while the custodian led you around like a dog on a leash, I was watching your every move. And now, despite the bumbling of Ashavir and Siradamon, I can assure you that the Avatars will not get far with Darius. Soon he will be kneeling before the Dark Master.
She stands up and cackles brazenly as your life fades to black.
Haydi. Oo. Sanırım bu kadın da Vashi'nin hizmetine girdi sanırım. Yani bu da karanlığa görünümde hançerle birlikte dönüşüm oldu herhalde. Darius Quest de böyle tamamlandı. Bakayım saat. Bir bölümde şunu oynayalım bakalım. Burada ne var?
The brightness of the sun wanes at
Bir
a
dakika,
time of great.
video geçtiyse tıklamayayım da.
There came a time, not long after the creation, that the Sardia Arcalia noticed an imbalance in the flow of Arja, the manifestation of the Creator's power on Khaldun. Knowing that it was Ahriman who had channeled the Arja into the creation of the world, Arcalia sought his counsel. But Ahriman refused to acknowledge that a problem existed. Arcalia sought to ensure that the flows of Arja would continue unabated. For if they were interrupted, the results would be disastrous for all living things. She transformed a gravid giant turtle, naming it a Slanri, and bestowing upon it intelligence and a gentleness of being. She attuned this Slanri, named Azkisk, to the flow of Arja, giving her an innate harmony with the world of Khaldun. Naming her the first mystic, she set upon her and her descendants the task of guarding the flow of Arja. From Azkisk, all other Slanri sprung. Not wishing to voice her suspicions about Ahriman, Arcalia hid the Slanri from the sight of the other Sardia. The Slanri, under the guidance of Azkisk, guarded the flows of Arja through the Halcyon First Age. When tragedy struck the Kohan, and the cataclysm broke the world, the Slanri guided and maintained the flow of Arja, preventing the making of Khaldun from being completely twisted by Ahriman's nefarious design. At the dawn of the Second Age, Ahriman realized that a Sardia working through beings called the Slanri had interfered with his making of Khaldun. Enraged, he ordered the Seer Lords to corral all the Slanri. Ahriman then changed the basic nature of the Slanri, corrupting the children of Azkisk until they were recognizable only in form, turning them into violent, brutish beasts. However, a few of the Slanri eluded the grasp of the arrogant Seer Lords, fleeing across the face of Khaldun, avoiding contact with all of the Kohan. The remaining mystics tended to the flow of Arja, but none were strong enough to guide it. Where once their lives encompassed nothing beyond a peaceful tranquility, now the Slanri were reduced to combating the Slan and struggling for their very survival. But the Slanri had been bathed in the light of the Creator through the work of Arcalia. Because of their direct exposure to the flows of Arja, a few of their souls were graced with the ability to transcend their mortal coil and awake from the great dream.
The brightness of the sun wanes and a time of great strife draws near. I have always been able to see the dim shapes of the future rushing towards me. But now the future roils with clouds of terror and hate. I see two faces I knew from my past. One beloved, the other. Now is the time for champions. Now is the time for an individual capable of leading the 7 tribes against that which divides from within. I must hurry now. The sands hurry by as I sit here. Now is the time for the champion of the Slanry.
I can feel the sun reaching half-heartedly across my face as I open my eyes. The light feels different, new, although I know what it is. Images flash by of an ancient mystic leaning over me, uttering an incantation. I sit up and see that a group of powerful warriors surrounds me. Behind them, 2 older Slanry, larger than the rest, sit in debate. They turn to me with joy in their eyes and welcome me back to the land of the living. Moments later, they have begun a vaguely familiar story, but one without an ending. I am to provide that ending. I don't know how that is to happen, but I know that my heart quickens at the thought of battle. I hear the cries of war call out my name. The Sissaw have conquered much of what once was tended by the Istir. So I am to travel north and destroy the collection of mud huts called Tuzak, strike east and recapture the outlying lands before heading north to liberate Istir, the heart of the Istir tribe in this land. I don't know what this cancer is that grows on the hearts of the Slanry. I only know that I will do all I can to stop it.
Prepped for battle, sir. On my honor it shall be done. For honor and glory.
Ah, it feels good to stretch my legs again after waking from the great dream. My memories are coming back in spurts now. This foul collection of mud and vermin called Tuzak was nothing like the beautifully sculpted crawls that once dotted this landscape. Although it appears that these Slan had gained some insight into how to build better spears, I believe that we will put the knowledge to better use than they did. I wonder what is stirring up their hatred. These Slan struck me as far more rabid than normal. At the ready, as you wish.
At your service,
For
my
honor
lord.
and glory. On my honor it shall be done.
For honor and
At
glory
your
diyor.
service, my lord. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
Hop.
Your orders are received.
On my honor it shall be done. For honor and glory.
At the ready.
For honor and glory. Battle awaits.
At your service, my lord.
For honor and glory.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
For honor and glory.
At the ready.
We all listen. Battle awaits.
At the ready. This door, this fuck, these Slanri are definitely his tier, but I recognize none of these names. When will this grey fog that covers my mind lift and free my memories? One thing I have not forgotten is how to wield the forked tongue. I could almost hear it sing as I wielded it in battle. On my honor it shall be done. I live for battle. I live for honor and glory.
At the ready. At your service, my lord. Your orders are received.
For honor and glory.
Your orders are received. At the ready.
They seemed to know that we were coming, and now I know why. These strange brass cylinders allowed them to see us approach from a distance. Once again, our enemies have aided our cause. Though this is not the same Mystere I once knew, it feels like home to me. Now we turn our attention to the mud huts of these invaders. The Sissa will pay for the ruination that they brought to my ancestral homeland. It is time to wipe the Sissa from the lands of the Mystere. No mud hut will be left standing when I am through with them. Every one of their kraals need to be razed to the ground. Why the Sissa fouled this land and what motivates them, I cannot say, but I will do my utmost to put an end to it. To me, my warriors, no stone will be left unturned, no kraal left standing. We will raze every one of their villages, kraals, and lairs in the area.
At your service, At your service. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord. At your service, my lord.
On my honor it shall be done.
Burayı da yıkalım.
On my honor it shall be done.
At your service, my lord.
Your orders are received.
Sanırım bundan bahsediyor.
At the ready.
Battle awaits.
Burası yıkanmıyor. Ha şurası.
At your service, my lord.
Slith's stock is reborn and awakening to who he once was. He captured spears of purest Kadun from the Saw and forced them to pledge his Sith to the Karif, the chief of chiefs. He has begun the process of reuniting the 7 tribes of the Slanry. The only question left is whether or not he will achieve this before the betrayer shows his true strength. But will Slith's stock see the pattern woven in the threads of time?
Büyük ihtimal bunların kültürü biraz daha işte şef, kabile şeyinden kültürünü yapmışlar bunlara, bu yaratıklara. O şekilde işliyor. Bunların hikayesini göreceğiz ilerleyen görevlerde. Bunlar da burada yaşıyorlar demek ki.